If you want, now I'm not teaching a doctrine so that people don't take that out of context. If you want, or if you seek an encounter that is beyond the scope of just one person, then let a bunch of people purify themselves for 3 days. Purify. If nothing happened, the next week, they purify themselves again for 3 days. At the 3rd week, you will meet an encounter. There are certain things that are set in the spirit. But the moment you set your heart to do this, Satan is going to stand against you. The moment you set your heart to do it, Satan will stand against you. Meanwhile, if a cord is broken, then the result will change. That's why if you want to build anything that will look like a tower spiritually, you have to sit down to count the cost. Don't begin a spiritual adventure you cannot end. It is devastating. It's better not to begin than to begin and not finish. It is devastating even to your health. Because at the end of any spiritual adventure done right, your strength is renewed like the strength of an eagle. These are the things we did not know as we began as young men. So we say we want to fast for 3 days. After 2 days, we say only the living serve the Lord. Only the living. The dead cannot praise you. And then you have ulcers that will not be healed. As a reminder that you began a journey and you did not finish. If you begin to build a house and you did not finish, what is left there? An uncompleted what? Do you know that there are some people's uncompleted building that has been standing now for 20 years? Don't begin to build if there's no energy that can roof the house. I'm telling you a mystery. Before you begin to, okay, I want to start a building, make sure there's capacity to finish. If not, don't start. Don't ever make the mistake. Don't worry, we'll be doing this small. You will build a house for 14 years. Meanwhile, it's a sign of a curse. Prolonged labor is a sign of a curse. For every adventure you begin, God supplies grace to what? Finish. Better is what? The end of a thing than the beginning. So the blessing of an adventure is in the end. So there are certain persons who are blessed with ending what they begin. Just as the blessing of the Sabbath is what? Rest. So if there's no rest in your life, you've not yet entered a Sabbath. If you are restless, there's no Sabbath in your life. There's no 7th day blessing. So your toils have been prolonged. Meanwhile, this rest I speak of, even though the world is burning, if you have this rest, you are not just moved. There's an assurance inside you. So when you begin spiritual adventures, don't stop. No. At the end of the day, if you are faithful till the end, you will be renewed. Even if your liver was damaged because of the fast. If you can complete it, your strength will be renewed. Because your body has been broken, so the spirit will build it back again. Don't start the journey to Golgotha if you cannot finish it. Make sure you are sure in Gethsemane. Make sure you are sure. Go to Gethsemane first and then check yourself. Because that is the last time you can have the opportunity to turn back. The journey Judas began with the disciples ended fatally for him because he did not finish with them. He did not finish with them. So they were all destined to die. Do you understand? They were destined to drink of the same cup, but there was no glory in the death of Judas. Now, this thing I'm telling you, I'm educating you from light. So when Moses came there, he ate of the angel's food. So for 40 days, he was nourished by Shekinah. Number 2, he was in a timeless region. So in that region, time moves differently from how it moves on earth. The time on earth is too fast. Very fast. Because the lifespan of earthlings is very short. So in Solomon, in his meditations, when he saw the vulnerability of men, he described men as the flower. Blossom in the morning, dead in the evening. And so when Moses came down, he did not reckon that he had gone for 40 days. He did not even realize his face was shining. But in that place, he was given the written and the spoken word of God.